I'm just going to show you basically how to score a game. We'll just do like one quick inning. I'm going to show you how to like create players, things like that. I'll go through the tutorial, and then after I'm done, then we'll have questions. You guys can ask me whatever you need to, and if you have any questions about the app. So I actually created 2 fake teams just so I didn't have to use any of the Glendora National Little League teams right here. So this is my GameChanger account. I just put Glendora National, Cardinals, and Orioles. So we're just going to start with Orioles. It doesn't really matter. These are just fake names. I put fake players in and everything. Okay, so I put the game in. Okay, so you're going to click on your game. When you start, you're going to hit score game. Okay, and this is what you're going to see when it first opens. And again, you can, add your lineups, and as the season goes on, it'll just get easier and easier because you'll have all of the players and all the teams already in there. But this is just from scratch, basic, so you guys know how to do your first game. Okay, so it's going to ask you which team is batting first. We'll just say the Orioles is batting first. If for some reason you click on this team is batting first and you're like, oh crap, I need to switch it, you're going to go into the menu, and there's an option that says swap home and away teams, and it'll ask you which one you want to swap, and you can swap the sides if you make a mistake on who's batting first. Just so you know that it's not like, anything you press on GameChanger, you can undo or you can fix, and I'll show you how to do all that. Okay, so let's see, who do I have batting here? Okay, so you're going to set your batters. You're going to click at the very top, set batters, and your lineup for the teams should pop up. If it does not, you can add players manually. But once you go into GameChanger and set your games, everybody in Glendora National Little League in your division should have a GameChanger. So they should pop up automatically, and your games should already be in there for you. So if you are, I don't know, whatever, the Dodgers, and you're playing the Reds, your game should already be in there. The Reds team is already going to be found on GameChanger. And, the rosters should pop up. So I'm going to just show you how you can select your batter. So let's say out of the roster, you're going to select, I don't know, the first one. It's going to put the number 1 batter up at top. You're going to see at bat, he's batting. This is your other team, your opponent. And for your opponent, which is going to be shown on the field, you want to set your pitcher and your catcher. Those are the main 2 positions that you're going to want to set when you're scoring the game. When you're doing GameChanger for your own team, you really want to keep track of, obviously, your players. So what they're doing on the field, if they're batting or whatnot. You don't have to keep track of the other team's positions so much. It's optional. You can go and list all of the positions, but really the pitcher and the catcher are the ones that you're going to want to put out there, because you need to keep track of who pitched, who caught, and the pitch counts. Okay, so for the other team, you're going to click on pitcher, and you can select whoever is pitching for the other team. We'll just select someone. Your catcher, who's catching, number 88. You can look at their jerseys, select their players. And that's usually all I set for the other team. If you want to get crazy, you can add who the other players are. So-and-so is playing right field, center field. You can add whoever you want. It really doesn't matter for the other team, as long as your team is filled in when you guys are on the field. Okay. So this is your opponent, and their positions are listed. I don't know who I have here. Okay, whatever. Anyway, okay, so your opponent is out on the field. Down here on the bottom left-hand corner, it's gonna say my team and my opponent. You can switch back and forth, and obviously it's your team and the other team. So I'm gonna go to the opponent. Who is batting first? I selected one already. This is gonna be your first batter. If you want to select more, you're gonna hit, you're gonna hit add from bench. And this is gonna bring up the lineup and all the players on the team. So you can literally do your entire lineup one by one, and it will add them. You know, batter number 2, you can hit done. It's going to add it right there for you. Batter number 3, whoever it is, you hit done. It puts it right there. So you have batters 1, 2, and 3. Now, it's optional if you want to add your entire lineup before a game. That's always a good idea. If you get there early enough, you can get the lineup from your coach and you can add all of your players in from both sides. I am always the type of person who is like running late. You don't absolutely have to do that. You can get there at game time and just add players as you are scoring the game. But of course it can get confusing. You might not always see their jersey numbers. I'm just familiar with most of the players and it's easy for me to just add them as they're coming up to bat. So as a player comes up, I'm like, what's his jersey number? I go to the bench, number 42 is batting, and then I just add them in. Or you can do it all beforehand, which if you want to be prepared and it's a good idea, then you can do that as well. Okay, so I'll just add the rest of them. Okay, and we'll just say that is the lineup. Okay, so we have team number 1. This is going to be our lineup on the left-hand side. Our opponent, all of their players are on the field, and you're ready to start your game. So I'm just going to go over really quick what everything means on this screen so you're not confused. And again, some of you have probably done GameChanger before, but I'm just kind of starting from the basics. So at the very top, obviously it's the innings. You'll see the numbers 1, 0, 0, 0, the very top of the screen. That is your inning, first inning, top of the first inning as the arrow is going up. And then it'll say bottom of the first inning as you guys go along. So those are your innings. And then balls, strikes, and outs at the top. Right below that, you have your score, what the score is. Okay, below that, you have at bat. Your batter is number 0, Allen. And then on the right side, you have who's pitching, number 99, Levi Franklin. Below that is just their stats. So it's going to show you like their pitch counts and, you know, which batter they are in the lineup, things like that. You don't really need to worry too much about that. Okay, so I am just going to do like just examples of plays. You know, I'm not going to do anything super complicated. I'm just going to keep it basic, just so you guys can see like how to score.
Oh, black.
Yes. Oh, hello. Oh. Okay, just so you guys can see how to score some plays. Okay, so top of the inning, ready to pitch. You're going to hit pitch. This is what your pitcher is pitching. So this is all of your options of what you have. And don't be overwhelmed. It's super easy. All you're really going to use is, you know, balls, strikes, foul balls, probably hit by pitch. I mean, you don't really have to do too much other than that. But let's say he throws a ball. A called strike is obviously if it's a strike and they don't swing and miss, you know, and obviously there's foul ball if they hit a foul ball. If you mess up on something, you just hit undo and it will take away whatever you just did. So if you mess up, just hit undo and you'll see the count at the very top is changing. So ball 1, you know, a swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike at the top. Oops, I made a mistake. I need to go back. You know what I mean? So it's easy to change something if you mess up. Okay, let's say we have 2 balls, 1 strike. So at the top, the count is 2 and 1, and a ball is hit. So anytime a ball is hit, you're going to go to the blue option, and it's going to be ball in play. And your options are as follows. So you don't have to get super technical. I'm assuming like your coaches just basically want you to score the game. I mean, in the upper divisions, yes, like, you know, you do want to know the difference between all of these. I mean, a ground ball, a hard ground ball, a fly ball is usually hit to the outfield. This is the way I score it. Fly ball is usually outfield. Pop fly, I usually scored if it's a fly ball in the infield. So pop fly is infield, fly ball is usually to the outfield. line drives, and bunts. Let's say they hit a ground ball and they hit it to the shortstop and he gets on base. So a ground ball hit to shortstop, that is a single. Okay, so you're going to hit single. It was hit to the shortstop. He did not make the out, so the runner makes it to first. Okay, then it's going to go down the line and you're on batter number 2. Okay, we're going to pitches again. Let's say, these are the counts. I'm just going through it quickly and he strikes him out. So the second batter struck out. You'll see your count changes at the top. You now have 1 out. Runner is still on first and you're on your third batter. Third batter comes up to the plate. Here he goes. He's up to bat. There's a ball, a called strike. The ball is hit. It's a fly ball to left field. And let's say the left fielder catches it. The batter is out. So you're going to hit the batter is out. It's a fly out. And you're going to tap the left fielder. He caught it. That's it. The play is over and you hit done. So now you have 2 outs. You'll see at the top. You're on your fourth batter. We'll get a little complicated here. Your fourth batter, let's say the ball is in play. He hits a line drive and he hits a double and he hits it to third base for some reason. We're just kind of guessing and I'm just making up stuff here. So it's going to advance your runners. It does it all for you. Okay, you're on your fifth runner or your batter, I'm sorry. The ball is in play, ground ball, out at first. Let's say it's hit to second base and he makes the out to first. You're going to tap where the plays are being made. So it's hit to second base and the second base throws it to first base. So you hit second base, you tap first base, that is where it's thrown. The play is over, you hit done. That is 3 outs right there. It accepts, if you accept this, you're just gonna hit yes, that's correct, accept and switch. And that is the top of the first inning in a nutshell. Those were very simple and yes, it'll get complicated and whatnot, but it's gonna switch sides. And now it'll bring up the opposing team or the opposite team and you have your new lineup on the left and you have a blank field to add the positions again. So now we're at the bottom of the first inning and you do the same thing as you did from the start. So you can go in and you can add who's batting the same way. You can go and add from bench, or I'm sorry. You can just add, sorry. Get confused who's pitching here. We'll add your pitcher in. Let's say this one is pitching and this guy is catching. You're going to hit set batter. You want to set your lineup. And again, you can pick who is batting first. And there he is. He's batter number 1 on the left-hand side. You can add more from the bench. And you can also create a player. So if you have a player that's not on the roster, you have somebody who's playing from your player pool for whatever reason, you hit create a player. You can add their jersey number. Let's say we have a new player. I don't know what his name is or whatnot. You can add a name in. You just hit add player and there he is. And you can add him to the lineup. Now he's now batting second. Okay, so one other thing too, if you get confused with your lineup, let's say you add your batters in and they're all listed here on the left-hand side and for some reason you messed up, like, okay, oops, Dan number 23 is batting first, not Jay Sellers. You can easily move your batters in the batting order. You click on, there's 3 little lines all the way to the right of your batter. You can click on it, you hold down, and you just drag it to wherever you need it to go, and you can swap your batter's order. So if something is out of order or whatnot, or you need to change it, you can just drag those around and you can change it however you like. Okay, I'm going to add the positions here just quickly. It really doesn't matter where everyone is, but like I said, just add a few players here and forget who's where and where. Sorry. Okay. We'll add a catcher here. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, so this is the bottom of the first. We'll just do it really quick again, and then if you guys have any questions after this, then you can ask. Okay, so all right, pitcher Jordan, number 33, is going to throw his first pitch. Let's say it's a swing and miss. It's a foul ball. And he hits a ground ball, and it's a single, and it gets all the way to center field, and he makes it on base. Okay, batter number 2 is up on the left-hand side, as you can see. We'll do a couple of different pitches, and let's say he's hit by a ball. You're going to hit by a pitch, and it puts him on. Okay, well, you have batter number 3. So we need to select somebody. So you're going to go up to the top where it's blue and hit set batter. You're going to pick your third batter. Okay, and Taylor, number 56, is batting third. Okay, so we are going to do a play here where the ball is pitched to him. He hits a fly ball to right field, but the right fielder throws him out at first, let's say. So the batter is going to be out. Oh, I'm sorry. Back up here. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. You can undo everything. So there we go. We're going back here. I'm sorry. Ball in play. Ground ball. The batter's out. He's out at first, and it was hit to the right fielder. So it's going to have you tap where it was hit, and you can hit the right fielder. The right fielder throws it to first base, and the play is done. You can also drag whatever player on the field made the play. You can drag it just to be accurate to wherever the play was made. So let's say our next batter hits a ground ball. And it was hit to the right fielder, but it, he caught it over here. You can tap on the right fielder, drag it all the way over there. That's where the play was made, and it will be done. Okay, and then let's say that runner is safe. So you can get specific with it and drag your players to wherever the play was made. Basically, you want to be accurate with the pitch count so that your coaches can know what their pitchers are doing. And again, for single A, you don't need to know this much because you guys don't have pitchers. But when they're throwing pitches, you want to make sure the counts are accurate. They know how many pitches have been thrown, things like that. Those are the things that kind of matter. So your coaches and your managers can look back because you can look at the stats and you can see all of those details. You don't have to be super accurate with where every play exactly, where every person on the field was standing when they made the play. It's a little bit excessive. So you don't really need to do that. What I did wanted to talk about also for single A is for the divisions, actually, I think it's single A and double A. They have the 5-run rule. So you're going to have 5 runs and then you're going to change innings. So let's say a team hits those 5 runs and you don't have 3 outs. It's only 1 out, but they made those 5 runs and you have to switch sides. So what you're going to do in that scenario is you're going to, let's just say, they hit the 5 runs. You're going to go up to the menu and you're going to hit end half inning. So once you hit end half inning, which is towards the middle or so, that literally just ends the inning as it is, and you're going to accept and switch, and it'll switch your sides. So end half inning is for the 5-run roll, and that just makes it a lot easier, and it'll switch it for you. A couple other options too, down on the bottom left-hand corner next to my team and my opponent, you know, yes, you can see your team, you can see your opponent. There's also the options for plays and stats. Stats you don't need to worry about too much. That's really not anything you're going to need during the game. It's basically just all the stats of the players in the game, their at-bats, their batting averages, how many times they hit, their walks, whatever, all that. That's kind of just for, like, you know, after the game, you can look at the stats. Plays, if you click on plays down at the bottom, you will probably need to know that in case if like an umpire asks you how many runs were scored. So if you hit plays down on the bottom, you can see at the very top where the blue little square is, it's going to give you the score every inning and how many runs came in. So if he says how many runs scored, how many was that? Or if somebody asks you, you can just go to plays, and across the top, it'll say the innings, and you can see what the runs were and what the score is. Then you can just exit out of that, and you're back to your game. And like I said, if you do make an error, you can always hit the undo button, and it will take you backwards, and you can redo your mistake. So we just did a full inning. So if you notice at the top of the screen or at the top of the second inning, the score is 1-0 Orioles. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys, I think right now you're muted, but go ahead and, I don't know if Paul, if you're on, if you could unmute everybody, and if anybody has any questions.